Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm DJ Keldin the Antidote. I'm back with a tutorial on Sony Acid and Sony Vegas. Today we're going to learn on how to make a backspin using Sony Acid. Then you're going to take that audio to Sony Vegas and put a video backspin. So on your screen right now is Sony Acid Pro 6. You're going to use it to make the audio backspin. So if it's your first time using Sony Acid, make sure you watch the video on how to start using Sony Acid, like the introduction part of it. The link is up here, just click on it, check the introduction part to learn the basics first, then you come to this tutorial, because if you start with this tutorial it might get a bit confusing. So the song I'm going to use for this purpose is Stability by Ira Star. It's a new song, it's an Afrobeat. You can always download it. Then the next thing you want to do is set the BPM. You can also add some other audio tracks by pressing Ctrl Q. These are the audio tracks. As you can see, the volume is at -0 decibels. You want to put it at 0.0, so you press Ctrl A on your keyboard to highlight all the audio tracks, then you double click on one of them. As you can see, it is 0.0. Then you want to set the BPM of this song. So how I do it is just go back to my virtual DJ or Serato, click on it. Accessibility is at 120, as you can see. Come back to your Sony Acid, right click on it, select clip properties. It will pop up at this point or in the middle. Then you see acid tape is on shot. You need to select bitmapped. You see stretch, you press it and change the BPM. Already it is at 120. So at this point, this BPM is for this song only, but the whole audio track also has its own BPM, which is this one. So you can match it or you can pitch it up. After that, you need to set the cue point. So as you know about copyright on YouTube, I don't want to play this song for a long duration. We just select a random cue point and just listen to it a bit. I think I just use this part, zoom in, split it using letter S, delete that one, Ctrl X, then remove this fade, then pull it or drag it up to the starting point. How I'm zooming in and out, you can just use this shortcut on your screen, this one, or you can use the up and down keys on your keyboard, the one that usually used to play games. Or you can also, if you're using an external mouse, you can use the wheel between the right and left keys or buttons. So let me listen to my cue point. The cue point is fine. So for backspin, it usually works best at a point that has some audio, like not audio, like vocals, where someone is talking. That's where it's the best point to put a backspin. So if you check your audio track, you can see where you have audios. If you're used to using Sony Acid, you can just notice where you have audios and points that doesn't have audios. Like at this point, you can see there are wide wavelengths or waveforms. So there's an audio, so you listen to it. You can just use this point, 21.1, just mark it on your keyboard using the letter M. They are going to end it at 22.1. Mark it again using the letter M. You can just delete the last part, delete it, Ctrl X. Then you zoom in. the same process of zooming in. So if you are new to this sonyacid, there's something called the 16 box rule. This bold line and this bold line, or this one, you can zoom into up to 16 boxes. What I mean by that, as you can see right now, there are 2 boxes, 1, 2, between these 2 bold lines. So between them, you need to zoom in up to 16 boxes. So let's zoom in. So if you are used to using sonyacid, you don't need to count them. You can just visualize them and notice there are 16 boxes. If you count them, there will be 16. The next thing you need to take is a erase tool, this one. You need to split before each number. Like what I mean by each number is at the top there is 22.1, 21.4. You need to delete the box before the number, like that. Like that. So delete them up to the point at which you put the marker. Then what you do, you come to the end, you repeat it up to the middle. I think that's the middle part. Then you repeat again. You can do the last like 4 boxes. Make sure you're at 16 boxes between the 2 board lines. Then you listen to it, how it sounds. That's fine. Then zoom in again. You see behind your first mark, you also need to put some like it's also backspin, but it's mild. So select the erase tool. Remember the first point you are deleting after every number, but you're going to skip the second number as I'm going to do, as I'm going to demonstrate on the video. So delete that one, skip this number, delete that one, skip this one, delete like that, skip it, delete the other one. Do like 4 of them. Then for sonyacid, guys, you don't need to do exactly what I'm doing. Just be creative and come up with your own patterns. Just try out things and you see what works best for you. So zoom out again. Let's listen how it sounds. So you can choose to leave your backspin like that, but you can also add something else on it. So what you do, come and select this tool. It's called a selection tool. Select it. Then come to the end, highlight the boxes up to that one. Don't select this one, leave it. Then come to zoom in again, come to your keyboard. You pitch it up by pressing the plus sign on your keyboard. So you pitch up 24. That's the last pitch you can do on a song. After that, just listen to it. After every change you do, listen to it so that you know if you are going to adjust it more or leave it like that. So let's listen. So you can choose to leave it like that, or you can also spice it up. Zoom in again. The last one, you can reverse it. So select it. By reversing it, you can right click on it and press reverse, or you can use the keyboard shortcut letter U. Listen to it again. Then you can also go ahead and do some more spicing. So you are going to add an effects. Even to the channel, check a tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to add effects on sonyacid. So come and click this point, the green part called a track effects. Click on this one, edit chain, select the flange and wah 4. Click on it, add, and press OK. Then you come and check for this one. But also you can be creative and choose either of the wow, but I prefer using wow 4. Click on it, close it, rename this audio track. The reason of renaming is to avoid confusion. Then what you want to do is you want to copy this, the first part that I told you not to pitch up. Copy it, paste it on the wow 4 audio track, paste it there. Then you drag it up to the end of your backspin. Zoom in to make sure it is at the end, like that. Then what you need to do is reduce the volume. So you come to this upper part, that one, you see gain, drag it up to that point. Let's listen to it. So you need to do some changes. You need to add a fade off, so that it can fade off gradually. So you come to the end, you see there is fade off offset. So drag it up to the middle, zoom out so that you can see the middle at this point. Drag the fade off to that point and listen again. You can leave it at that point, or you can go ahead and do some more spicing up and add another effects called a reverb and simple delay. But don't make it so complicated. You can just make a simple backspin so that your mix doesn't sound chaotic. So as you have noticed, after every change you do, you play it so that you know what you are doing. Because if you do all these things without listening through, you might find yourself doing or making some errors. So let's add something else, but you can choose to leave it like that and proceed with your mix. So go to the next audio track, click the track effects, add, select the reverb, add, press OK. Also select the cathedral type of reverb, but you can choose any of these depending on your preference. What you do, just try them and see what fits your mixtape. So we want to add another effects on the same audio track. It's called a simple delay. Click on that one, look for simple delay, click on it and add, then press OK. After that, on the simple delay, you want to select Grand Canyon. I don't know how you say it in your country. I'm Kenyan, so my pronunciation might vary from yours. So press it and close it again. So rename it again. So rename it reverb delay. Then what you do, you come to the last part, this one. You can copy it, Control X to cut it, then paste it there. So let's listen how it sounds. So that's all for this tutorial. You can choose to use different effects. You can choose to just use it without an effects, just your preference. Listen to what sounds good for you and use it on your mixtape. So guys, that's all for this part of the tutorial. This is part 1 on how to make an audio backspin. On the part 2, you're going to use the same audio track. I'm going to render this part and shift it to Sony Vegas. Is a Sony Vegas. Use on Sony Vegas to make video edits. So make sure you watch the second part so that you can know how to make a backspin but in video format. So guys, if you are new to the channel and you have learned something new, can you support us by liking the video and also subscribing? So see you in the next tutorial. Bless.